Welcome back, my favorite part, Info Acquirers.
Yes, it's time to get interactive.
Yeah, and you send your message to all the social media. Did you hear me say that?
I did.
Yeah, all right. So what's up?
Hey, you know, KKD is working with a brand new swag as he celebrates the dismissal of his rape case from an Accra High Court.
Entered a non-responsible support for the following reasons. One, the victim in the case firstly is still very unwilling to testify in the court.
Things seem to have simmered down in Agbogbloshie after a 6-hour fight that left 4, including a police officer, injured. Is all as it seems?
There's relatively calmness at Agbogbloshie, and we hope that the peace that has been restored will be maintained.
Remember how fun the last day of secondary school was? We so looked forward to graduating with that stood up hair for our adult looks. Now, teachers have never really liked it, and 3 girls at St. John's Grammar got punished for it. We'll be getting into all these and more. Let's get interactive. My name is Ifwa Akwa Harrison. Join us via social media. We're on facebook.com/Joy News on TV. You can also find us on Twitter at Joy News on TV or at JN Interactive GH. Alternatively, you can send us an email. Our email address is joynewsim@multitvworld.com, or you can send your messages via WhatsApp. The number is 054-010-9009. Send us your comments and we shall share it with the rest of the world. Now, the state has discharged this case against entertainment personality Kwesi Che-Dakwa, who was standing trial for rape. The case was dropped after the prosecution's key witness and victim, Refe Thompson, refused to testify. A 7-member jury was expected to be constituted to hear the rape charges brought against KKD on Wednesday, and will be trying to link up with court correspondent Annie Osabute, who was there and has been following this case for a while. He will be joining us via Skype. But before that, let's just take some of your Facebook comments on the issue, and we've been asking you what you think about his case being dismissed. And Nde Bila Nuhu Francis says, even if KKD goes home a free man, he shall remain a humiliation to parenthood in the face of the facts of the rape episode. As men and parents, we must at all times act responsibly as we hunt to satisfy our sexual needs. Sexually taking advantage of younger and innocent female is surely beastly and repulsive of a man highly respected in society by many. KKD lost it by this singular indiscreet act. And let's try and get a few more of your comments. Samuel Echampon says, I wonder how the state was going to pursue this case, because the woman at the center of this case has written a nolle prosequi to the court to indicate that she's no longer interested in the case and she's unwilling to pursue the case any longer. So I was surprised when the Attorney General decided to pursue the case. That's one coming from Samuel Achampong. Igbasi Jobo says, what is Ghana turning into? Can the law court prosecute this young lady for condoning crime? Okay. Jacob Edufo says, it's just about much to do about nothing. From the very beginning, she said she was not interested, and the state insisted on pursuing it, and now has come back to tell us the girl is not willing to testify. Are we serious? That's from Jacob Edufo. And Juliet Boachi Kunedu says, this was a warning to him, and I hope he has advised himself. Anyway, I am happy for him. Congrats to him. Kofi Safu says, though free, reputation has been tarnished. Never again, boss. And Nana Bafwa Samoa said, okay, he's responding to someone else. So Patrick Redu, finalizing the comments for us, says, well, there's a lesson for him. Next time, Ghanaians will crucify him. So those are comments coming through on social media about KKD being dismissed. Let's hit the streets to find out what you're saying there.
Yeah, I think so, because in all cases, I think the girl wasn't really raped. For me, I don't think she was really raped, because if you are being raped, the first thing people should identify is maybe a scream or something. But in this case, nothing of such happened. So I think justice has really been said, because he's really innocent. For me, I think he's really innocent, because it was just something to tarnish his reputation or something.
Not really, because it got to a time the girl had to withdraw the case. No one knew what really went down, whether she was being blackmailed, someone threatened her or something. So I think they should have investigated more as to why the girl had to withdraw later before discharging and acquitting or whatever they say. So I don't think justice have been served like properly. I think because of his, caliber in the society, so they think prison won't fit him or something, but that's not fair. The poor dear, only God will always say something for us.
It was the choice of the lady not to continue with the case, and it wouldn't be fair for other people to take it up. So I mean, if he has been discharged, it's fine. It's the choice of the lady not to continue with the case. So
if he's not guilty, then it's correct for him to be out. Because if he were to be guilty, okay, but that he cannot be discharged. That it wouldn't even be fair to the people. But if he's not guilty and he has been discharged, it's fair. Along the line, I stopped following the story because I saw that it was a planned something.
The law must be put into place. Once we have law, we are governed by law in this country. Whenever someone goes against the law, he has to face the consequences. So you cannot just rape a 19-year-old girl, then go scot-free because of your popularity or no. I think justice must be done by, giving him the necessary punishment.
Okay, so we're having trouble getting Annie on Skype, but we have a bite from him that we took earlier on. Let's listen to him.
In court that this morning the state prosecutor came to inform the court that I think the state no longer is interested in pursuing the case, and actually yesterday they did file a nolle prosequi to the extent that they are no longer interested in the case. And part of the reasons was that if you look at the alleged victim, the 19-year-old man in the center of the whole allegation, says she's no longer interested. Right after the court, there was a circular that was issued from the AG's office, and I just want to read part of it. And the headline said, reasons for issuing a nolle prosequi in the case of Republic versus Kwesi Dakwa. And it reads that the Attorney General has entered a nolle prosequi for the following reasons. One, the victim in the case, firstly, is still very unwilling to testify in the court. The victim states that she is highly traumatized by the event, the day of the incident, and its aftermath. And so it is she's not in the right frame of mind to appear before the court. Thus, the Attorney General believes that it is not in the best interest of the victim and the prosecution to present her before court at this point in time. Again, the AG is mindful of the provisions under the prosecutor's code, one of which is that the best interest of the victim is to be considered in case of this nature in deciding whether to prosecute a case or not.
And you heard my colleague Anio Sabute there telling us why the KKD case was dismissed. Anyway, it doesn't mean that it can't be taken on later. Further explanations, as we have learned, indicate that if at any time the victim wants to continue with the case, she can do so. Anyway, let's move on to Agbogbloshie, where police personnel are still on ground. Now, uneasy calm has rested in the suburb after yesterday's clash between two ethnic groups. The altercation that lasted over 6 hours left 4 people, including a police officer, with injuries.
This has beefed up security at Agbogbloshie, and there's relatively calmness at Agbogbloshie, and we hope that the peace that has been restored will be maintained. Yesterday, to the leaders of the various factions, that's the Dagomba and the Zamnamna, were invited for a RISEC meeting, so the Regional Security Council meeting, for the members of the council to engage them in a dialogue. And they have also assured the RISEC, or the Regional Council, that they are going to be of the best of behaviors and they are going to speak to their people. And they even volunteered that if any group or individuals try to, create any violence, they will not hesitate and letting the police be aware of those. So I believe that they are even cooperating to ensure that peace is restored in the area. I believe that those that will be identified should be able to be addressed.
Thank you.
And we're listening to ASP Ifya Tenge, Accra Regional PRO, Accra Police Regional PRO. Let's go on to Facebook and take your comments on the issue. And Nuokwa, God knows, Billy says, in fact, it is funny that the people of Agbogbloshie still believe that the only way to settle their problems with each other is to fight, which is very bad. As for the policemen, that is why we have to give them the maximum respect, because a policeman will not mind sacrificing his life just to rescue a victim. Speedy recovery to you. So that's from Nuokwa, God knows, Billy. Abdul Hamid Nyangadu says, it's high time we learn how to react to issues. Jerry Lawson Bakuri says, well, good to hear, but the best revenge is just moving on. Don't give someone the satisfaction of watching you suffer. Dennis Okai says, Ghana xenophobia. Patrick Redu says, it's pathetic why people can't sit down and resolve issues with their mouth anymore is beyond me. Do we have to hurt or kill people for any reason? Tolerance, oh, tolerance. And Moses Atibila says, it's time we recognize ourselves as one people, fight poverty and hunger rather than fighting amongst ourselves. So those are a few of your comments coming through on social media. Now, we went round to see if the president's directive on flying flags at half-mast in honor of the passing of Mrs. Theodosia Okun was obeyed, and this is what we found, and that is the Accra Sports Stadium in view. And as you can see, flags around the area flying at half-mast. And we posted on Facebook, see if I can find some of your comments. We were asking whether people know whether the flags are at half-mast on Facebook. And it seems people really do know that the reason why the passing of Mrs. Theodosia Okun, the lady who designed the Ghana national flag. Obute Francis Kofi says, Mahama ordered it because the designer is dead. Roxanne Corrie is also saying death of Theodosia. Nyama Richard says, no, please tell us. Nyama, I hope you're watching the show, so we've told you, and your friends on social media are telling you in memory of Theodosia Okon. Jerry Lawson Bakuri says, yeah, the nation has lost a heroine in the person of Theodosia Okon. Grandma, I know you have paid your dues to your maker. Fare thee well, Damifadwe. And I can't read the other one. RIP till we meet again. Prince Dawood says Ghana has lost one of her greats, the designer of our beautiful national flag. Kwame Lasisi says the designer is gone. So those are a few of your comments coming through on social media. We'll be right back with more Joy News Interactive after this. Welcome back to Joy News Interactive. If you're just tuning in, we've been telling you about KKD, the finest. He has been released. His case has been discharged. And then, of course, we brought you the story of how calm has returned to the Agbogbloshie area after riots yesterday. And we went around town to find out if flags were flying at half-mast as the president directed in honor of its maker, Theodosia Okon. Now it's time to get to my favorite part, and 3 SHS students were denied the opportunity to write their final paper because they were wearing bushy hairstyles. Wearing a bushy hairstyle in your final year of secondary school is nothing new, but is it something to be punished over, and a severe punishment at that?
Do you think it should remain in the law books of senior high schools, or it should be scrapped?
It should be scrapped.
Why?
It doesn't make sense.
Really? Why are you saying so?
Because if you are disciplined, you are disciplined. And when my school was, it was in a valley in the middle of 4 mountains. So when it's dry season, it's like you're in winter.
So you think that it should be?
I think it helps protect the head, because of the way my head is, I have sinus problems, very bad sinus problems. So anytime the cold comes, then it affects my sinuses, my nose, my eyes start running and all that. So the warmth in my hair helps me a bit.
Keeping hair is part of dress code. Just to look decent. And it is in their brochure. When they report or admitted, they are taken through. If anyone has any reservation to that, you have every right to raise it, and you will be permitted to keep it on. You don't accept the code of dressing, and along the line, then you decide to do what you want to do. And it means you are breaching the rules and regulations. So, in order not to allow others to probably also do what they want, we have to keep you informed.
You had quite a bit to say on Facebook too, and Pascal Isaka says SHS students should not be allowed to do whatever they like while in school. After completing school, they can carry dreadlocks if only their parents permit them. Elvis Kwesi Mensah says, I see nothing wrong with bushy hair. By the end of the day, he or she is using his or her brain to write the exams, not hair. Teachers should give them a break. It's only in Ghana where you don't get proper work to do when you have dreadlocks. But in the UK and the US, it is never like that. So that's from Elvis Kwesi Mensah. Mutawakilu Alifa Kusa Sogu says, remembrance, it was nice shaved down cut, which our headmaster used as example for others in school. What a day for me. Emmanuel Kofi says, I remember way back in SHS where I did not even barber my hair till I completed school because of my afro. My teachers even called me Bob Little. Abdul Fatah Shibling says, how can you grow your hair in the school like those in the jungle? I think there's no discipline in the school. And let me take one last one. Jimmy Ajeti says it was down as school's prospectus stipulated. I went to Accra High School and left on a clean note with flying colors. Students must obey school rules and regulations. Simple. Anyway, let's reminisce, shall we?
When I was in my final year in senior high school, I wanted to grow my hair, so at least after school I can start braiding, you know, I can get into the system, you know, come into the tertiary institution. But then I had to cut my hair because my school wouldn't allow me, and for reasons best known to them, I didn't really see reasons why I should cut my hair, but then they made me do that, so I had to. But I'm still growing my natural hair, so it's all good. I was keeping it so that after school I could braid it, but they were angry with us that why were we keeping our hair bushy that way, so we were all instructed to cut it before the examination, otherwise you will not be allowed to write. So I think it's really unfair though, because it's our final year, so they should allow us to keep our hair. So I don't think it's right. What they did to the girls is not right.
Well, I didn't go to the SHS. I went through the old system, O-level, A-level, and we had the punk on. There were some schools where in the final year you could plait your hair, you know, but in most of the schools we had to cut our hair, and I believe the teachers did that because they wanted us to have time for our studies, and the punk was very nice.
You know, we were keeping it in such a way that even if it is too bushy, our house mistresses or head mistresses won't know we have bushy hair in a really presentable way that everybody, if somebody sees you, be like, oh yeah, that's a student. But keeping it in a bushy way for you to be sacked from the examination hall, oh, that's bad.
During the final year, we were told to go and cut our hair, else you won't write the exams, and that was really, really bad. So actually I got depunked. So I set my WASI in a Sakura form. Yeah, I was really sad. That contributed to me failing in WASI because I wrote with a sad heart.
Oh, she wrote with a sad heart. Scarf it down, ladies. Just scarf it down. Well, after that trip down memory lane, let's find out what's trending with Lord Edu Asare.
The issue about the female students who were disallowed from writing their final exams, WASI to be precise, it's been trending on social media as well. Let's go and then check out what the reactions are on Twitter. So the first tweet is from Julius. So you prevent students from writing WASI sake of bushy hair? What do teachers have against bushy hair? And this is Theophil. Should autonomous school regulations have a bearing on student participation in international examinations? Hashtag Ghana, hashtag WAEC, hashtag WASI. Let's take this from Eugene. Now, Eugene has a question. Is there a rule that if your hair is grown, you cannot write WASI? They could have just worn them and brought a barber over after. Okay, next is from the 2.0 concept. But who needs bushy hair to help him or her enter with a foreign material? These people play the my top. Did they pay WASI registration to WAEC or to the school? And can they be prevented from sitting an exam because of an Afro-Pair WAEC rules? This is another question being asked by Debonnaire. This is from Bismarck Ameyal. Cut your hair, wear sandals, no tie dress, into brackets, they'll put apple there. No handkerchief. Are these things going to write WASI for me? No, using my head. I don't know why this should be an issue. Bushy hair and so? Talk about it when it's not neatly kept, but banning them from writing WASI is harsh. SMH. And that is from Bogaku Padi. Nice name. This is what Akavani has to say. Someone chose bushy hair over WASI, and we are here discoursing for them. Meanwhile, you and I did what we felt would be okay for us then. Still more tweets. This is from Dada Hafko. Exactly how does bushy hair affect their exams? LMAO. Then they might as well check their armpits. That is where real harm can be done. Very interesting. Final one is from Ato. This is just absurd. Why, if you have bushy hair, you can't think or what? Huh? Then Oko van der Poel. Well, never mind. Okay, so very, very interesting reactions and tweets there. But I think especially in the public institutions, this is a very big deal. Well, this has been What's Trending. My name is Lord Harris Idwasari.
Interesting tweets indeed. And coming on WhatsApp on the KKD issue, this case is finally over. I hope we have learned a lot from it. My guys, you don't know when it will be your turn, so be on the alert. Rudolph from Akwafu. Welcome back, Steve.
Hey.
Let's take the picture of the day.
Okay.
And it's from Victor Sabute Kwabla. He sent this in. It's
Really?
a town called Dumso, I guess. But it could also be Dumso.
Dumso.
Yeah, but
Dumso.
yeah.
Another one.
It's on the way to another one, Okromouth Close. That's a funny one. I wonder where that is.
Dumso, Okromouth Close. We have some funny names, right?
Very, very funny
For
names.
roads. My house is Tan Lane.
What?
Tan Lane. I really don't know how the Tan Lane came out. My name is Stephen.
My name is Ifwa Akwa Harrison. Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye.